and that, in my view, is going to give OOV a big advantage when he does go down. Flash is going to scout this factory, though. Flash is going to scout OOV's factory, so he's going to have time to prepare. Flash needs to put, what Flash will need to do is he needs to put a bunker down at that expansion and stop OOV's vultures there and then, and he need to block off that little mineral path into his main. But OOV's got his factory up. Flash is now worried because Flash is scouted, and that's exactly what Flash is doing. Flash is putting up a bunker because that's what he needs to do. And now that Flash has scouted that, you know, I'm going to have to retract the advantage that I gave to OOV, because I do think Flash is going to have that bunker up, and if he has a few Marines in it, OOV might find it very... And OOV going for a second factory now, so OOV really, this is an all-in strategy for OOV. If he is unable to damage Flash significantly from this, he's going to be in big trouble, and the bunker is up, and OOV is going to try and take that Marine down before he gets in the bunker. He wasn't able to do it, and Flash is just trying to micro his SCVs around to block OOV from getting, and Flash very successfully blocking OOV's vulture. It's already on half health, so that is very, very bad for OOV, because he did commit himself to this attack. He did commit himself to his rush. He does have a slight technological advantage, but Flash is going to be having... Flash has got that command center up, and Flash is going to be pumping out SCVs, so in terms of macro, Flash is going to be far ahead of OOV, and if OOV is unable to inflict significant damage on Flash and really slow him down, OOV is going to find it impossible to recover in this matchup. And OOV actually built... Well, it looks like he's actually cancelled that second factory, or he's floating it over, and you can see Flash is positioning that SCV there along the mineral line, and the purpose of that is so that he can build a supply depot if OOV tries to sneak through. Now OOV does have two factories there, and he can build a supply depot if OOV tries to sneak those vultures through, and therefore block OOV. He's also got a bunker protecting his expo, so Flash actually is very well protected, and Flash has now got his factory up as well. He's got a second factory up, so OOV now, this is his moment. He has to do some damage here, otherwise he's going to be in big trouble. He can't get through that point. He's trying to get through that choke, but he can't because he's blocked by Flash's SCVs, and the bunker takes out OOV's vultures, and I have to say, this is going to be GG for Flash. I think, you know, I'm calling this very, very early, but I don't see how OOV can recover from this. He invested a lot in that rush. Flash successfully blocked him, and Flash is now miles and miles and miles ahead of OOV in economy. OOV does have his Goliaths up pretty early though, but he's gonna find it very hard to get past that bunker. Flash repairing that bunker, doing all the right things. He can afford to waste a few SCVs because he has got a couple of command centers in the process, and OOV has planted that bunker down to try and stop Flash's reinforcements from coming through, so that's very clever by OOV. He's got 4 Goliaths out now, and surely he should be able to deal some damage to his bunker, but Flash can expect to be pumping units out from his factory soon. I still feel that OOV is going to have a very tough time winning this game. That bunker maneuver by OOV was pure genius though, and he's actually holding off Flash's reinforcements, and if he can take this bunker down, he's going to hurt Flash. He's going to be able to hurt Flash's economy, he's going to be able to hurt Flash's expansion, and that might actually give him a chance in this game. And my stream is finished buffering, and it's now catching up. Thank goodness for that. Okay, so OOV has got about 6 Goliaths now, and I'm sorry my stream is buffering, so I'm probably a little bit behind you guys in terms of syncing, and I'm sorry about that. So OOV has blocked Flash off very, very effectively with that bunker. That is just genius play from OOV, and OOV is now massing up Goliaths. Flash has got a siege tank up though, but it's going to take him some time to take that barracks down. It is burning, so it is damaged already, but it's a little bit over half health. So OOV now moving in with the Goliaths. He feels he's mounted up enough Goliaths, and he's going to be able to take this bunker down. Flash trying to repair it, and Flash is losing a lot of SCVs in this, and Flash floating up his command center very, very wisely. So maybe OOV's tactic will yet pay off. OOV takes the bunker down. Flash has lost a lot of SCVs. That is brilliant from OOV. He knows exactly what to do. He's trying to take that command center down. I don't think he'll be able to do it. I think Flash is going to be able to float it away before OOV can finish it off, and Flash is going to be able to repair it. And Flash has got a couple of siege tanks and Goliaths, but OOV definitely having a lot more Goliaths here, and if OOV can get through that choke, that might allow him to actually win the game. OOV not microing well there. OOV's micro letting him down. He had a couple of Goliaths hanging back, not using all his Goliaths in that attack, and OOV now trying to get through the choke. One of Flash's tanks gets down. OOV needs to move through that choke. He needs to move through that choke, and OOV not able to get through the choke. I think Flash might have actually blocked it with a building of his own with that SCV, and OOV on the other side of that mineral line. But nevertheless, you have to feel that OOV has done brilliantly here. He was ahead in terms of technology, and he has forced Flash to lift that expansion. I really, really didn't think he would be able to do that, but that bunker maneuver to block Flash from getting reinforcements in was an absolute genius move by IloveOov. But what distresses me is that OOV is yet to start a second command center, and I know he has been investing all of his resources in getting Flash's expansion, in stopping Flash's expansion from giving him an advantage, but OOV needs to get that second command center in, because Flash has got his siege tanks. He's going to have siege Marines, and OOV once again going with the Goliaths. He's trying to focus those siege tanks down. Flash doesn't have a lot, and this might have been a mistake by Flash. Flash might have ventured out a little bit too early, and Flash is going to have to use his SCVs to fight here to try and help him out. At the moment though, they're both equal in Goliaths, and Flash does have those SCVs to help him, so it looks like he will ward off this attack by OOV. OOV continues to come out from 2 factories. The fact that OOV built those 2 factories at a proxy location is giving OOV a little bit, is reducing his supply line, and therefore allowing him to execute that rush very well. But that rush is now finally, I think, over. And OOV is gonna be forced to lift those factories, and that's gonna spell a lot of trouble for OOV, because he's not gonna. Those are his only 2 factories. I don't think he has any in his main. I don't think he has the resources for it. And if these factories go down, OOV is gonna find himself in a huge world of trouble. Even if the factories don't go down, OOV is gonna have a significant period of time where he is not producing any units from factories, and Flash will continue to produce units. And Flash does have that second command center up and running. He has taken, and as I predicted, OOV forced to lift those command centers, and that is going to be trouble for OOV. He still doesn't have a second, sorry, not those command centers, the factories. He still doesn't have a command center of his own, and that means that Flash is going to continue to produce Terran mechanization and Terran units, whereas OOV is not going to be able to produce anything. And this is going to mean that Flash is now going, and OOV finally starting off that command center just to the south of his main. But I honestly would have to say, as I said earlier, I did call a very early GG in this game, and I would have to give the advantage to Flash. And Flash now going for a starport. My guess is that the purpose of that is obviously to get dropships, because he needs to get at OOV and get in his main. And obviously that path is opened up from Flash mining that, and I'm not sure if that mineral line is intact or not leading to OOV's base. If that mineral line is not intact, then OOV can say goodbye to this game. There is a gap. OOV has opened up that gap in that mineral line, and OOV in dire trouble here. This is going to be the end of the game for OOV, and unfortunately he is going to go out of the OSL. OOV going with a risky strategy. I did say earlier on that I felt that rushing and cheesing were not viable strategies in this map. OOV did it brilliantly. He did it as brilliantly as anyone could expect in a Terran versus Terran contest. That bunker block was a moment of pure inspiration, was genius by OOV, but it's not going to be enough, and OOV does concede the game. And OOV really did himself a disservice. I am very, very disappointed. I'm sorry, guys. I am very disappointed. OOV doing himself a disservice, even though he played brilliantly. He went for the rush strategy. Flash went for the fast expand, and that has paid off for Flash. So GG, I guess. Well played, Flash. Flash played brilliantly. He defended very, very well. OOV has made a big mistake, and unfortunately he's paid the price for it. So that's GG, guys.